tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Hello, my friends. I start talking about 2 seconds before it ends. So, but the first letter of the word I kind of have to extend says hello. Because if it starts, then there's nothing. Even if it's just for a second, it tends to throw people off. Yeah, you don't care. Yeah. How does this affect my life? Well, maybe you do what I do. So I'll give you a couple of tricks here and there on kind of how to do this stuff. Yeah. So this is the last live of the year. And this is going to be a challenge for me. I'm used to going live. It's part of my day. I'm going to have to replace it with something else for a little bit. But I adapt pretty quickly. So it's only going to take 3-4 days before I'm used to it. So you better hope I remember to come back live on the 1st. I will be. I'm going to be making some changes. There will be a couple of podcasts in the meantime, though. There'll be two or three podcasts. Well, next week, probably 2, maybe 2. There'll be at least one. Ben Lerner is going to be coming on. He is somebody who advocates online. I don't want to blow his story though, so I'm going to keep it at that for now till I know a little bit more about the gentleman. Today we're talking about reasons to get sober and the gifts of sobriety. I thought this was an appropriate, because what a great reason to get sober as a gift to other people. And this time of the year, yeah, you watch the second week of January, your rooms are going to get much bigger. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Good stuff, right? So, all right, let's get started. Let's get this started, right? Why did you get sober? There are a lot of different reasons to get sober, right? So why did I get sober? I got sober because I was tired of hurting my wife and kids, man. I was tired of it. I could see the pain in their eyes. I knew it was mostly my fault. I knew it would, maybe not fault, but it was definitely on me. And yeah, I did not want to. I didn't want to leave a legacy behind of, well, Dion was a good guy, but he just couldn't handle his drinking. I don't want to die an alcoholic death. They're not pretty. They're not. So, man, I figured I'd get a few people here at least that'd be my last one. It's also Christmas Eve. Don't you people have, you guys have better things to do? But I don't care that you haven't seen your family all fucking year. right? Isn't that one of the reasons? That's one of the gifts that we get. We get to be a part of things now instead of separated, right? What are some other reasons that we can get sober? Because and I have to bring this up because I'm talking about it. Because I keep hearing people say you got to get sober for yourself, and I'm going to tell you that's not true. I have not met one person who got sober for themselves. Not an alcoholic. Nope. There's always some outside force that gets us either, to wherever you landed in your recovery. Right. So uh it could have been a nudge from the judge. Maybe you had to go, maybe you were required to attend those alcohol classes. You can always tell when somebody came in through the court because they say those alcohol anonymous classes. All right, they're groups. This isn't. We are not. We're not alcohol education either. No, we're not. But we will educate you on how to stay sober and live a happy life. If you want to follow what we did, all right. Our education is not about speaking; it's about acting. All right. May your grandkids ask you why you drink so much. Maybe they want to spend more time with you. Maybe it was a lawyer. Maybe you got a DUI. All right. Hey, Tyler, good to see you. Merry Christmas, brother. It's good to see you. Thanks yesterday, by the way. That was so cool. I didn't even have it was cool. I didn't even have to worry about the meeting at all. That was nice. And that's the first time that's ever happened. And that's progress in the meeting, man. That means that the group is growing. And I don't mean growing by the amount of people, but spiritually growing as a group. And it will have an effect on the community. I guarantee it. It will. Right. Um, what are other reasons to get sober? Any reason you want, but really what it comes down to, the reason that we get sober is the causes outweigh whatever it is that we want. So really that's the simple answer. All right. And you can, like I said before, you can get sober for any reason that you want. There wasn't one person that wanted to join AA. I didn't want to join AA. Even when I went back, I didn't want to do that. All right. So, I'm sure there are a ton of reasons that we can get sober. Now, the steps you are going to need to do for yourself. Absolutely. Recovery, you do have to do for yourself. But that's the beauty of it. You can get sober for any reason, right? Then you go to meetings and then you find that you're actually worth effort. You start to get a little bit of hope. You see that other people are doing well in situations that you are currently in. And this brings hope. So when you recover in front of other people and become better, you don't have to tell them that you quit drinking. So they will notice that you are changing, especially if at work, they're going to notice it. You're going to start looking better. You're going to be talking better. There's a lot of things, right? So, this part of the year is kind of hard and many people get desperate and we struggle a little bit, right? So, let's keep in mind that while we are going through the holidays, if it's a little bit harder for you still, that you are sober for a reason. And now that you are doing recovery and you're doing it for yourself, you are allowed to be in a good mood. I remember the first couple times I was in a good mood in front of other people for the first time drinking. They thought I was drunk because I was in a good mood. Have you been drinking? No, I'm just in a good mood. So people might ask you, have you been drinking? You're a little too jovial than you have been the last 30, 60, 90 days. It might happen. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. All right. You're just a little too happy. So why do most of it get sober? It's the pain, the consequences, the fear, the loss, the exhaustion, man. It gets wearing. It is hard to be an alcoholic. who's still drinking. There are times, it really depends on my perception on whether getting sober or recovery is the easier, softer way, or if just ignoring my problems and getting drunk is the easier, softer way. Because they both seem to have, they're both tough, right? So it kind of depends on my mood. At the present moment, I would have to say that drinking was probably easier, but I'm also having a better day, right? So, um, so I mean, we have all these different reasons. So, but the thing is fear is not quite enough. I love you, baby. I'll see you in a little bit. You're leaving early.
I'm gonna go over to Kaiser and try and get my prescriptions real quick.
Okay, awesome. So, reasons to gift. So at some point in sobriety, it stops being about what we escaped and it becomes about what is going on, right? We can't continue living in the past. So what are some of the gifts, right? Because we could sit here and talk about how fear got us here and stuff, but we all know that. We know. There's no point in beating a dead horse. So I'll let everybody know this one probably isn't going to be that long. So the gift of clarity, being able to see things for what they are now. Oh, that person's spiritually sick, like me. Now I can work on that. Right? Right? Clarity. So you have clear thinking. You don't have to do damage control all the time now. You don't have to come up with lies to cover your lies. You don't have to think of stuff to say and then make sure that you act that way, right? Did you ever act like you had hurt your foot or something as a kid and you walk around limping? You ever do that just to get attention? I did. All right. Then you forget which foot was hurt. There's my dyslexia. Then you forget, right? Then you start limping on the wrong foot. People are like, wait, I thought it was the other foot. That's alcoholism. That's what alcoholism is like, right? Because we are faking half our stuff. We think it's real. All right. What's going to help with that? A good night's sleep. Your first good night's sleep is going to take away about half your problems. It's true. Did for me anyway. The gift of choice. You make a choice every single morning. You may not even realize it. Every morning you make a choice when you get up. First choice, you decide to pray instead of go to the liquor store. Second choice, you decide to have a good attitude instead of a bad attitude. These choices matter a lot. Cool thing is, now you have a choice. When I was drinking, I didn't have those choices. Those options were not there. It was all about the drink. All about the drink, about that drink, about that drink. No non-alcoholic. I tried to fit it in there. It did not work. But you hear what I'm saying. No trouble instead of trouble. That would kind of work, right? So gift of choice. I have the freedom from the obsession, from the compulsion of wanting to drink. I no longer feel the compulsion to drink. When it does come up, it is fleeting. It is not very long. No. I don't crave it anymore either. Right? First couple of years I'd see an alcohol ad, I'd start drooling, you know. But I also drool during dog food commercials. So you tell me. It happened. It happened when I was 19. That actually happened. All right. True stories. All right. What else do we have the gift of choice? Well, the ability to pause. Pause and pray. People call it a pee-pee break. Right? So take a pee-pee break. Pause and pray. God don't care if you're talking to him while you're on the toilet. Well, I'll talk to God anywhere. I don't care where I am. The ability to choose something different. Well, the last time this happened, I went this way. It didn't work. So maybe this time I'll call my sponsor, see what answers we get, ask for a little bit of direction, right? We have a whole new thought process, right? The gift of the bondage of self was probably the biggest gift that I got in sobriety, right? Being present for life instead of just surviving it. Yeah, it's all I was always just in survival mode, right? Yeah. Um, I was just watching this deleted scene from The Hobbit, and it was in the book, but they're fighting. It's the Battle of the Five Armies, and they're losing. And Ranger, that's the guy's name that kills Smog. His name's Ranger. Bilbo and Gandalf are talking, and Gandalf and Ranger are talking about how there's no hope. They're surrounded. They're all going to die. Right? What are we supposed to? And Bilbo is saying, we have to do. We have to do. And Ranger goes, what would you have us do? And he pulls out this acorn, and he digs in the ground, and he buries it. And he says, it may seem small, it may seem insignificant, but hope comes in different sizes. And this ensures that even if we all pass today, that life will go on. So what do we do in the face of death? We keep on living. We keep on living. We move forward. We strive. We trudge together. That was the point. Ranger, you didn't have to do it alone. There's always some kind of hope. So be the hope. Do the thing. Right? Caught me off guard, man. It was great. What else do we have? So we have that gift of choice, right? You're no longer owned by a substance. Alcohol is no longer your higher power. It was your higher power. I don't care what you say. I don't believe in God. I don't give a fuck if you don't believe in God either. It was still your higher power. It was your master. It was bigger than you. It clearly had control over you. I mean, come on. Well, how do you know that? Because we're alcoholics, man. We act the same way. So that is a we thing. Because people give me a hard time. Dion, you need to use more I statements. Okay. You can do that, but this is a we fucking program, my friends. It is we. And there's a reason for that. I'll use I statements when I want to. How's that for an I statement? The gift of emotional sobriety. You get to feel without having to numb it. That chased two people off. I don't mean to chase them off, but oh well. Come back, two people are gone. That's hilarious. That's kind of funny. All right. Feeling without numbing, learning how to sit with discomfort. I talk about this a lot, that we have to develop the skill of delayed gratification. Not needing to escape every time life gets a little tough. All right. We don't go running from our problems anymore. Instead, we face them with a new set of tools. And we become grateful for the necessity that makes us toe the line. I'm stealing that right out of the big book. Okay. It's in Keys of the Kingdom. But they say it's perfect. Okay? We cannot outgrow this program as arrested alcoholics. We must have something that keeps us moving forward. And that's Alcoholics Anonymous. It's the principles of AA. It will keep you busy for the rest of your life. Trust me. Okay. It's kind of a distraction, but it's a healthy distraction. All right. Not needing to escape every time life gets hard. And this is one of the greatest gifts, being able to do that. And then being able to show other people that it is possible. How about the gifts of relationships? because I would just consign myself to the fact that I was a horrible husband, I was a horrible father, that I was a horrible friend, brother, uncle. Now it's a lot different. These same people that I didn't think that that I had enough worth to even be around, right? Now often come to me for help. Yeah. And guess what? I'm a very good husband, father, brother, friend, uncle. I do my best. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Yeah. I've been watching people run out of a WhatsApp group all week, just leaving by the droves. What am I to do? Right? Making assumptions on how I feel and stuff too. That it's well, that time of the year. At the same time, I can't run around appeasing everybody. I do what I can, but there's only so much of me to go around. And I'll be honest, I just feel like sometimes people have too high expectations. Their expectations are too high. I'm not going to live up to them, nor do I want to. I won't live up to your expectations. I follow God's dictates, not mine, not yours. No. What does God want? That is my one and only question. What does God want out of this? Because I already know it's what's going to need to happen and that the outcome is going to be best for everybody. Yeah. I'm willing to sacrifice what I want for the betterment of everybody. I have a problem with that because I was the opposite for years. I wasn't that way for years. I took and took and took and took. Now I need to give. Yeah. I have a little concern. I need to bring it up because I haven't 10 stepped it yet. Okay. So I'm going to do a little 10 step here. I sent a message to my local uh, central office, and what I said, I hope you're having a great holiday. We have discontinued the Wednesday grassroots 12 meeting. All other meetings are still on. I also want to give a heads up. Starting in the next month, East Metro Detox will be calling the hotline when needed for more 12-step work and will be holding meetings at new locations. Next, I will be talking to Denver Cares to have them the same thing and get other detoxes to utilize AA a little bit more. Now, if I was a central office manager, I would be like, wow, cool. You're getting some stuff done. What can we do to help you? Since that's my job as the central office manager to create more 12-step work, it's your number one job. Okay. And it just, the answer was just kind of disappointing. I mean, it wasn't bad. I said, hey, Dion, thank you for reaching out. Thank you for updating the meeting listing. Sure. The Wednesday 2 p.m. has now been removed. Wonderful to hear you have great relationships with the nearby treatment facilities. I never said anything about treatment. It was kind of a gut punch. Like they don't care. They didn't even read the whole freaking email. I didn't say treatment facilities. I said detoxes. And she's supposed to have the great relationships with them, not me. So, all right, 10 step over. Now I'm done. What can I do about it? I have a few ideas, but that's as far as they're going to go. I'm not even going to share my ideas because, yeah. All right, let's get back to the gift of purpose and usefulness. Yeah, I'm useful again. I was useless. I tell you, I don't know how women are, but I know men, when we feel useless, it leads to suicide. When we do not feel like we are being useful to the people around us, especially the people that we love, the people that care about us, it digs deep. So what do? We throw more alcohol on it so we don't have to feel that feeling of guilt because we know we're doing the wrong thing, right? Not only that, some are still struggling out there. And not everybody made it, did they? Not everybody made it. I know of 3 people that died this year, personally. There's a lot more than that. I hear it all the time. This person didn't make it, that person didn't make, and to me, just because somebody died still drinking as an alcoholic does not mean I think bad of them. I don't. In a sense, to me, they made it. They're not suffering anymore. They're not suffering. And I hope that they're in a better place. I really do. Because I want them to be happy. I know what it means to feel like that. I understand wanting redemption, but knowing I don't frickin' deserve it. I was wrong. I was wrong again. I did deserve redemption. So do you. God loves you a lot. More than you and I are ever going to be able to understand at this moment. Even that in and of itself should keep you striving for as long as you live. It should be enough. Okay? Sobriety isn't earned. It's received. Did you earn your sobriety? Well, in a way you did. I don't quite resonate with that remark, but I get it. You did earn it. Sure you did. You earned your sobriety. I'm not going to get on with that one. Okay? Glory goes to God. You can take credit for your sobriety. I did it. God did not sit down and write my 4-step. God did not sit down and help me, but he did give me the courage to be able to face it. Yeah. See, I wouldn't have been able to do it without his aid, without your aid, without the aid of AA, my sponsor, and all the people that came before me that figured out how to do this the right way so I wouldn't fuck it up, mess it up. All right. So let's not forget about the newcomer. You don't have to want sobriety forever. Just today, just right now. That is enough. Trust me, right now, there's enough going on right now that we don't need to bring other things into it, right? You don't have to understand all of your gifts, okay? And you just have to stay long enough to receive them. So what do we say? We say stick around and wait for the miracle to happen. It's what we say. And it will. It will. Then you're going to ask, what's the miracle? You'll find out. You'll find out. I can't describe it to you. There's one that I can describe, that the obsession is relieved. I can't predict your miracles. I don't know what they're going to be, but I do know that they will happen. See, this is where experience is different. You are a different person than me. Your needs are different. Your wants are different. God has a different plan for you than he does for me. But I got a good feeling that we'll be working in conjunction together to achieve it. Because remember, it is a we program. So, reflection for the year, right? We're at the end of year. We tend to do a little bit of reflection, right? A lot of growth this year, a lot of changes this year. This was supposed to be the year of growth for me. And beginning of the year, I started having, well, it was about 8 months ago, I started having flashbacks of something that had happened to me a long time ago. And I had to work through that this year. And it was really tough. But you know what? I'm a stronger person with more courage. I'm not the same person that you met at the beginning of the year. And I guarantee you are not the same person either. And I think that is beautiful. And to those of you that have hung out with me all year, thank you. Thank you for being a part of. Thank you for coming and showing up so that I show up and we can help more people. You're very important to me. And you're very important to the people around you. Yeah. Now, how does it feel when I'm not using I statements? See, when it's good, people don't really mind as much. All right. So I didn't stay sober because life got easy. I stayed sober because sobriety gave me a life. So, final closing question for the year. For the year, we're going to wrap this year up. What gift of sobriety do I want to protect going into the new year? What gift? I have an answer. The gift of helping other people. The gift. God gave me a gift to save people's lives, and I take it very seriously. He gave it to you too, alcoholic. It's a wee thing. And I'm watching some of you do it. It's pretty cool. I will guard that one. Yeah, that's the most important. Saving other people's lives. They did it for me. It's my turn. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here all year. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And we'll see you